Hydroponics is so fun. It's just easy gardening. Alrighty. Hello, Internet. Today we are going to be building a hydroponic system. This is a method I've designed, or I don't see much people doing it, so I'm saying I made it up because I'm the only one that seems to be doing it. For a hydroponic system, the first thing you're going to need is water. Water is your main source of hydration. Emphasis on the hydro, as you would say. So it's important to have a nice water reservoir when you're developing a hydroponic system. Over here I have my giant water reservoir running off my gutter here. It comes down and will go into this big tank. This puppy is full of water. I can turn it on and get water. Excuse my mess out here, but water is your number one. You want to get RO water. If you don't have access to a thing like this, or if you're in an apartment or something, RO water is what you're looking for. You want filtered, clean, non-tap water. Tap water has a lot of chemicals and iron and stuff. Some good, some bad, but I would just stay away. You want healthy, just clean water. Water is your first step. So if you have your water reservoir, you want to build, that's going to be separate from your actual hydroponic system here. Just so you know, you don't have to have a rain barrel this big. This was our old rain barrel that collected water. Just somewhere you can store unnutrient water to add to your system. It could be just like a 5-gallon jug. And how I mix nutrients, so you get your 5-gallon buckets. This one's gross, don't worry about that. But roughly figure out your nutrients on concentration, and then you add to 5-gallon via mix it, and then you dump it into your system. But yeah, your water reservoir doesn't have to be gigantic. You just want enough, maybe double what you have capacity for. Yeah. Here's one of my setups I got going right here. It's a flood drain method. This is kind of what I'm going to be building right now. We got the rocks with the hydroton, and the water flows through and giving nutrients to all the little plants here. My poor tomato, we got that cold snap, but I'm just glad my seedlings survived. So what do we got? We got water reservoir. Now your hydro system, that's going to be separate. You got your where you store the water, and then now where you grow your plants. You need 5 ingredients, I'd say. Something to hold your hydroton, to hold your plants. This is what your plants are going to grow out of. This is important. Surface area is kind of important, because the more surface area you have for your hydroton, the more your plants can grow, and thus more root area, bigger plants, yada yada yada. If you have them like in little cups, you just won't get like small plant, small pot, large plant, large pot. Easy as that. You'd want proper drainage. So I got this at Home Depot it's like 16 bucks. So look at this thing, whiskey barrel, 16 bucks. Right there, you get one of these. Now you have your reservoirs over here. I think I'm gonna do one of these, $30. Not too bad. What is this, 20 gallons? I'm curious. I wanna go a little heavier, extra 10 bucks, let's see. Will it even fit? Oh no. It's just too big. That would be nice though. I don't think. Should I try out the flush? It's gonna be a pain to get out. I think with this one, it'll just. 16 bucks right there. So you got something to hold your plants. You need a media for the plants. That's where the hydroton comes in. This is Geolite. This is the cheapest per dollar. You can go for the more expensive one if you like, but this is better bang for your buck. A large bag like this goes for like $55. I already used half of it, as you can see, for some of my other systems here. But yeah, you don't have to go name brand. They're all just clay tablets. It's all you need. So you have your pot, your media. Now, what are you going to put in it? You need your reservoir with your nutrients. Let me go grab that. Now you got your reservoir with your nutrients. Now, you don't have to get the big nutrients if you're just starting out. Just get the little one. I'm not including this into the price point because there's many other ways you can get nutrients, like via chicken scrap, aqua, compost, and many other hydroponics. I use the 3-part solution. This brand I've been using a lot and I enjoy. They're great. Now, nutrient densities and stuff like that is another topic. Mainly just follow the instructions. It's important not to hit your plants too hard too soon when they're at a young stage. Like that setup over there, it doesn't have a lot of nutrients. It's very minimal of the first. This is like your basic soil, so just give them a little bit of that starting out, and then eventually you can hit them with the grow and the bloom and be good. So you got your media, you're holding your reservoir. Now, how are you going to get water out of the reservoir into the tank? That's where this comes in. I haven't even opened this yet. There's many methods you can use. I prefer using a dry pump because dry pumps, when they run dry, they do not break. But with these setups, they come with a little pump in here, so it's not the end of the world. If it breaks, it breaks. You still have a solar panel that works. Oh. But you don't have to use a solar panel either. You can go the timer route. I could show you. You could run a little timer, which I didn't even realize wasn't even on. No. My poor babies. All right. Oh, I'm gonna let that run because I thought it was running. Systems that run on timers are good to set up. This is a flood method. Maybe next time I'll build something with that. But pumps up here, flows to this and flows to this. Got a lot of pineapples growing in this one. The cold snap just hurt everything, but water reservoir down there. This is another model you can do. In here, they're kind of just sitting in the hydroton, and water just trickling through. That's weird. Okay. Didn't even come with a tube, did it? Yeah, they skimped me. It's supposed to come with a tube. Yeah, where's... Oh, I guess this one didn't come with a tube. I should have paid more attention. Alright, luckily I have some, but get a thing with a tube. Alrighty. Tube science. Preferably you'd want to use a black tube because sunlight creates algae. Algae may clog systems. So the less light you have accessing your water, the less likelihood you have of algae, which is the less likelihood of clogging pumps, therefore less maintenance. My goal with this system is less maintenance. The less maintenance you have to do, the happier you are. Because it's very simple. Alright, well, we'll figure out the pump later. Let's get this all set up. We need 2 drill holes in this puppy, because there was none. Now, the goals with the holes is to allow proper drainage. The thing is, I was thinking you need to find that happy medium between pump flow and exit water, because you want the water to stay in there. Flushing through is fine, it's still going to absorb nutrients, but you kind of want it to flood a little bit, but not quite enough to where it would overflow. So you want, in theory, I'd say more holes the better, but too many holes is not ideal, I want to say, if that makes any sense. Another thing too, these trash cans are not, are not food grade. This is not a food grade. Ideally, you do want to use food grade everything, just because they'll help with the plants, microplastic leaching, and yada yada yada. This is a budget build. You go to McDonald's when you're broke. You don't go to, you know what I mean? So, anywho's, so we got this, we got that. I'll get a few more holes going in here. We're budgeting, we're not getting food grade. I do have a food grade water reservoir in my other system over here. That was Mach 1. This is just a reprint of Mach 1, to be honest. And then, how am I gonna get this? It's gonna be another mission. I can make it work, which is disappointing. Okay, let me get the hose. Will this fit in here? Oh, look at that, perfect. So make sure you get a solar panel with the hose. And then, how far am I gonna go with this one? I'm gonna take this, we're gonna do this, and we'll go about this much I'll cut off. Now, for this build, I didn't put the cost of drills and drill bits. That's kind of self-explanatory, along with the nutrients. So it's, yeah, that's one thing I always hate in videos. It's like, I'm going to show you how to repair your blah, blah, blah. Just buy $5,000 worth of tools. Drills are relatively cheap. Did I just drop? So now, there's two ways you can do this. One system I have working with that, it works fine. You could drill a big hole in the center and have your hose come out the center of the thing. Or you could have it coming out the side and going over top. I prefer coming out the side just because you have access to the reservoir. You don't really need to hit it that much, but if you want access to it, it's just nice to be able to pick up your plant, see how much water you got or whatever, and then throw it back on and be done with it. So I've been a big candidate of the side. So I'm gonna go right here. I'll put a hole here. Should use a guide hole, but there we go, bam. One for water, and then we'll go up here. One for power. So now you get your pump. You drop your pump in there. They make these cables so long. Like, in theory, you could set one of these up in your house and have the cable run outside and like just run it that way. But there we go. Yeah, make sure you have a big enough drill bit that can get this hole. Now, we got a pump. We got water. Oh, this is kind of interesting. It has this gap here, so I might have to drop the pump a little bit, or just something you gotta. Okay. So pump's out. Now this one. I think I'm gonna go this way. I might need a bigger hole. We'll go a little wider. If you don't have a bigger bit, you can always just like thread it out like that. A little trick for you. Now, look at that. Perfect. Nice and snug. I think I'm going to get some cellophane, or what do they call it, Teflon, for this here. Where's my energy drink? And the beautiful dragon fruit. Man. Good stuff. Hydroponics is so fun. It's just easy gardening. So we got a reservoir, we got a pump, we got power. I need to get the water from the pump to, let's see here. Can't find my cellophane, so I'm using electrical tape. Yeah, so this pump is kind of dookie. I don't condone. Next time I'm getting one with the pipe already in there. Okay. Another thing too is when you're trying to pick out a pump, you want a pump that can pump up a certain amount of height. You want like a 6-foot pump, a 9-foot pump. Some label how high they can pump. Some get cut off at a certain height, and that's basically the system there. Let's throw some water in it. And we're good. We're filling up some water. Yeah, this setup was a $70. This was a $40 budget build. Budget stuff. Now this is a 20 watt. I think 20 watts is a good standard. On a cloudy day, you'll get a little bit of pump, but that's my thinking. The higher the wattage, the more water you're going to be pumping in, but the less wattage, the less likelihood on a cloudy day you're going to get any. But in theory, you don't really need that much. I think it's just making noises. You don't need that much power on a cloudy day or that much water because you're not getting that much sun, so therefore you're not needing as much water, if it makes any sense. So the solar panel is kind of where it's at if you think about it in that way. Like, sun is out, needs water, they're getting water. Sun is gone, they don't need as much water, but they can still get a little bit of water if it's got the window here and there to give them that moisture for the day. No, the pump's not there yet. Now my goal right now is I'm filling up this water. Oh, look at that, we got some flow going. Oh, that's good, good power. As I think I'm recording. Yeah, as you can see now, I got a decent flow going. This is straight solar power. Let's see. The 20 watt is really good. Yeah, look, this is pretty high. That's what you want, ideally, for, honestly, that's a lot of flow. I could turn it down a bit because you don't want to overflow. All right. And this is a good test too. You get your water pumping, and then you can figure out if you have too much, not enough holes, too much holes. All right, so now we're gonna add our hydrogen. Extra gross. I definitely need to rinse it. That's the whole point of putting it in here first, so I can rinse it. And that's basically it. That's how you make a solar system. Solar hydroponics. You just drop your plants in and have fun. I'm gonna rinse this out, dump the water, Fill it up again with some nice RO water, and we're good. It's crazy. Look at that flow. It's beautiful. This is going to be a good system. Good stuff. Hydroponics is so fun. It's just easy gardening.